I don't really give awards out for games that have titles that do what they say on the tin and explain it very well, but if I did, Circle Hitter would certainly be a nomination, because this is a fantastic and addictive score attack style arcade game with some bullet hell elements to it. In this game you play as a circle, and there's a variety to unlock with different traits and abilities, and I'll dive into that in a minute. And the idea is that you move around with your mouse, is the best controller for this game, to dodge all of the attacks coming at you from the outer rim of the playing area from various geometric shapes that are spawning constantly around the edge and moving around. The different geometric shapes will have different attacks, and they'll become faster, more aggressive, and just plentiful and moreish. And it will be tricky for you to avoid all of the bullets coming at you, because you've only got 3 lives, so you need to stay clean, but you also need to bat back their attacks to kill the enemies around the edge of the map. And this is where the beauty of the simplicity of Circle Hitter comes into effect, because you can't just spam it willy-nilly. Each of the different circles that you take control of will have a slightly different spin on what they do, but they all have a stamina meter, which is what's on the right-hand side of the screen. And every time you take a swing, whether or not you're going to hit something, and you can tell with the different trajectory aims that will appear as you go up to the projectile to bat it back, you'll lose one of those stamina points, and they slowly replenish over time, so you can't just spam and hope for the best. You need to be precise and accurate so that each swing counts. Alongside this, each circle has its own trait as well. So there's a basketball one where your projectile, if it hits an enemy, will bounce and go and hit something else on the other side of the screen potentially. There's another one where the projectile grows in size over time, so it rewards you trying to take longer swings, because then the projectile is bigger and is going to potentially hit more things. There's another one that does like a bullet hell slowdown time. There's a stupid one where there's a cat where it becomes a paw, and the total game mechanics are slightly different altogether. And these can be improved on by completing trials. Trials are unlocked by hitting certain score thresholds when you're playing the standard game on that particular character or circle that you're playing as. And then they'll do things like, instead of it rebounding once as a basketball, it can rebound up to 4 times. Or the bullet hell slowdown time doesn't just happen every 3 or 4 hits, it happens much more regularly and for longer, for example. And this is all helpful because every single character has its own online leaderboard, and you're busy trying to work out how high you can get up that online leaderboard, and it becomes quite moreish as you chase not only your own score, but trying to beat everyone else's too. Scoring is very much combo meter defined, and so as you'll see around the outside of the screen, there's circles that will send out circular projectiles that just go straight in front of you. Triangles will follow you around a little bit like homing missiles that will twist and bend. Squares start sending out lasers everywhere. There's amoeba ones that start spawning other circles, and if there's too many of them going around, the world gets far too busy. And so you'll be trying to keep on top of those, prioritising which ones to go for, and using your specific abilities to try and get the highest score possible by racking up combos of back to back to back to back. And it's so moreish, it's so beautifully done, it's got excellent minimalistic style. The soundtrack is quite cool as well, and I really like this idea of having to stay inside the circumference of a power-up to unlock it. And some of them will replenish health, some of them will do slowdown for a while, some will do like a explosion of projectiles, and one that's quite cool puts you in like a little bubble that reflects things back again, and that can be very useful for clearing things too. Circle Hitter is one of those games that is perfectly formed for the scope and size and everything that it puts together, and delivers exactly what it says on the tin really well. Infinitely playable. It'll be one of those ones where it gets under your skin and you're just like, no, just a few more minutes, and then you realise you've lost 25 minutes just chasing around a circle, getting really annoyed. And I like the fact that it's got a sting in the tail for its difficulty too, because it keeps you coming back for more. So yeah, this is a great solo developed game. But like, you know me, I really enjoy these arcade score attack style things, even if I'm terrible at them sometimes. But actually, I got on quite well with this, and I'm quite high up the leaderboard, so I'll be smug for the first week before I get shunted back down again. And I hope this is another one to add to your collection of fun score attack arcade games. Higher Plane Games is part of the Higher Plane Network, a completely independent media outlet supported by people like you. The goal is to create the best possible content that cultivates a richer indie scene for games as well as music and entertainment. To find out more and to get involved, visit patreon.com/Higher Network. Your support makes all the difference, and in return you'll gain access to bonus content and downloads. Thank you for watching.